All right. Hey, team. Good morning. Justin Dunaway coming at you live from Portland, Oregon. I'm lead faculty in our total spine thrust manipulation and our persistent pain comprehensive management course. Today, I read a study recently that absolutely blew my mind, and I could not wait to get back on the mic to chat with you all about it. So we're going to talk about open label placebos today. But before we get rolling, I just want to say that the next round of persistent pain comprehensive management starts June 6th. Also, if you've been following what we're doing with Stand the Haiti Project, we're having a virtual 5K the weekend of May 7th to support our clinicians and the clinic out in Haiti. So if you have any interest in that, you can head to www.movementislife5k for info and to register. All right, with all that being said, let's get rolling. So the story starts here. Back in 2016, Carvello's research team put out a really awesome study called Open Label Placebo Treatment in Chronic Low Back Pain. I've been talking about this study in courses I've been doing for years. I think it's absolutely fascinating. What they did is they took 83 adults, split them into two groups. Now, these people had chronic low back pain that's been going on for at least 3 months or more, had not had surgery, and were on any medication other than opioids. Split them into two groups. Group A, they said for the next 3 weeks, I want you to do absolutely nothing different. Take your medications exactly the same as you have been and change absolutely nothing about your lifestyle. No change to exercise, no change to diet, no change to anything. Go away. Group B, same story. Change nothing about your medications, change nothing about your lifestyle, but for the next 3 weeks, you're going to take a placebo pill. This pill is fake. They let them know that it was a fake pill. You're going to take this fake pill. And then they gave them this 15-minute story about what placebos were and how they worked. And there were really 4 things that they hit in that 15-minute story. One was placebos can be powerful. 2, your body tends to respond when it's taking a placebo, sort of like Pavlov's dogs. And they kind of went into a spiel about that. 3, positive attitude is helpful for this to work, but not necessary. And number 4, they said that for this to work, you have to take it every day for the next 21 days. And then they showed them a quick couple-minute news clip on another open label placebo trial that was for irritable bowel syndrome that showed some positive benefit. Sent them away for 3 weeks. Brought everybody back together, and they found significant changes in pain and disability in the open label placebo group compared to the other crew, even though they knew it was an open label placebo. So then at 3 weeks, they gave group A the exact same story and gave them the placebo pill, sent them away, pulled them back 3 weeks later, and they had the same improvements in pain and disability. So kind of everybody caught up to each other. And that was the end of the trial. Fascinating stuff. Here's a fake pill, take it. You know it's fake, and it still made them better. Conclusion of the study, the authors said that there are kind of 2 things that fell out of this. One, placebos, open label placebos, knowing that they're fake, is still effective. Like, this can help patients get better. And number 2, and the kind of what they thought was the most fascinating part, is that it was open label. The deceit wasn't necessary. You didn't have to trick them into thinking they were taking a real pill. You could tell them they were taking a fake pill. So it kind of takes the ethics out of it. Now, I'm not prescribing fake pills to humans, whether I'm telling them they're real or not. But to me, the way I've always thought about this study is it really kind of gave me some ammo for my anti-medication spiel. You know, if you think about ibuprofen, you think about over-the-counter NSAIDs that people take for back pain, have never really been shown to be very effective, have been shown to increase your risk of heart attack by about 30% if taken as written on the bottle in a very short course. So when we think about a risk-benefit ratio, if I know that a fake pill can get you as better or even more of a positive outcome than taking a real pill with 0 side effects, the risk-benefit ratio for a lot of the medications that we take for back pain just doesn't seem to be there. And on the other side, it really seems like most of the benefit is conferred just by this idea of, I think I'm taking a pill, or I'm taking a pill, I'm seeking treatment, so I'm going to get better from that. So if we can kind of extricate all of that from what we actually see with your medications, you know, we're probably pulling a lot of the benefit out anyway. But there's so much more to this story. So when you think about it, so the next question, the next logical question is, well, how long is this going to last? right? They took this fake pill for 3 weeks. They had some pain, the change in pain and disability. They sent them on their way. Most likely, it's just going to reset to baseline, right? Well, Carvello, their research team, asked this question. What they did in this study just came out 2021, and I got to credit Steve Young out in Vancouver, BC. I was teaching up there a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about this first study for his group, and he actually sent me this follow-up study, and it just blew my mind. And I could not wait to get on the mic to share it with everybody. So, study number 2, Carvello, 2021. Open label placebo. What they did is they went and they 5 years later, they tracked these people down. They found 55 of them. So there were 86 in the original study, or 83 in the original study. They found 55 of them. And the first question they asked them is, how you doing? Talk to me about your pain and disability. And what they found, and this is pretty fascinating, is that there was no change from 5 years ago to now. They did not lose any of the benefits that they gained from their 3 weeks of a fake pill 5 years ago. So first, that's pretty fascinating. It seemed to have lasted for a very long time. 3 weeks of a fake pill, 5 years. But it gets more fascinating. So then they asked them some other questions. They asked them about other medication use. They asked them about lifestyle stuff. And what they found is this. In the original trial, 83% of the humans in the trial were taking some form of pain medication. 5 years later, after that fake pill, only 38% were. And a massive reduction in pain medication, in real pain medication. They also saw reductions in depression medications, in benzodiazepines, and they saw increases in seeking conservative management for pain complaints. These patients were way more into going to physical therapy or acupuncture or chiropractor or whatever, but they were going after non-medical management for their pain. But it gets even more crazy. The last question they said was this: if given the opportunity, would you take an open label, a fake pill again for either a back pain complaint or some other complaint? And most of them, 2/3 of them said absolutely. So they asked them why. Why would you do this again? And many of them just said, well, it worked. It was very helpful. Or I learned that just by taking a fake pill, I can kind of change my mindset and have control over my pain. That's fascinating. It taught them that they could do things differently on their own, but they were still interested in having that little pill to kind of help guide them. The third that said no, this is pretty interesting too. A handful of them said it didn't work. They got better, but it didn't work because they knew that the pill wasn't the thing that helped them. It was them that helped them. A handful of them said, well, I learned that I can control my pain with my mind. Or why would I waste time on a physician for a fake pill when I know I can get better? Right? So this is absolutely fascinating stuff. And the other thing that was really cool is that over half of the people in this trial, 5 years out, reported significant changes in lifestyle behavior. Better sleep, better diet, exercising, doing the good things for their bodies. Right? So this on its own is absolutely fascinating. 5 years after 3 weeks of a fake pill, they had significant reductions in pain and disability, reductions in pain medication, reductions in depression meds, increases in healthy lifestyle behavior, and this idea that they've got the ability to control their symptoms internally, through their mind, through their body, through healthy lifestyle, and they don't actually need a pill. So then the question is this: what would have happened if at the end of the trial, at the end of the original trial, at the end of the trial where they got their 3 weeks of placebo pill? Because realize that what this showed us is that open label pill changed their symptoms and it cracked the door on hope. And with a little bit of hope, with them seeing that they had the ability to feel differently for their chronic pains that change and they weren't stuck in this is just the way I am hole, they were able to change their lifestyle. It opened up a window for them to go and do things with their body that made them feel differently. And they kind of figured that out on their own. What if at the end of that first trial, where they gave them a thing, they changed their symptoms a little bit, and then they said, okay, John, cool. Now what we know, this pill was fake. Nothing in your body changed. We didn't change any chemicals. We didn't change any of your tissues, but you feel differently and you feel better. What we know is you have the capacity to be different. You have the capacity to feel better. So now that you're on this road, let's talk about some things that get you further down this road. and we just give them excellence in exercise, in diet, in sleep, in all of the things that we know are going to make them feel better in the long run. What if they did that at the end of the trial? What if they cracked the door on hope and then capitalized on that hope to change behavior in the long term? So to me, this trial is absolutely fascinating. I'm still not going to be handing out fake pills to humans, but what this tells me is that things that have transient effects in pain and disability can have massive benefits in the long run if we anchor them right. There's always this thought of manual therapy is no good because, if I manipulate your neck, I mobilize some stuff, send you away, you come back later and it's back to normal, whatever. It's transient. I love transient effects. I think things that give transient effects show humans they have the capacity to feel differently without swallowing a pill, without feeling like their structure needs to change, without surgery, without images, without any of the nasty stuff that has all this nasty side effects. If we anchor it right, if I can demonstrate change in the moment, however I do it, whether it's hit work on the bike, whether it's a spinal manipulation, mobilization snag, whether it's, anything that we're doing, if I can demonstrate change in the moment, I create a little bit of hope. And then it is my job, it is my prerogative to just jump on that hope, to pounce on that hope, to squeeze everything I can out of it, to use it to buy some healthy behavior, to buy some lifestyle change, to buy some change in your behavior in a way that's going to change your pain in the long run. I want you to think about that. Transient effects. What this study showed us is that transient effects show humans that they have the capacity to feel differently. And then that changes their mindset. That gets them to believe that they have the ability to feel differently, to behave differently, to do things differently. If we capitalize on that moment to build some healthy behavior, to build some strength, to build some stress reduction techniques, to build some more hope that they've got the ability to be different, we can help them. We can guide them really far down that road. At the end of the day, team, we are hope dealers. Our job is to figure out a way to crack the door on hope, to use that hope as capital to change behavior in a way that humans can engage their life in a much better way. 5 years out from an open label placebo, and these patients still had massive benefits. This gives us a lot of insight on how we can guide our narrative and how we can use our tools in the clinic to help put people on a road to change pain, disability, and lifestyle 5 years down the road. Awesome. That's all I got, team. I'm super excited. I'm going to see many of you this weekend at the Sampler in Nashville. If you've got any thoughts, questions, concerns about this podcast, please drop them in the chat. I love talking about this stuff. Hope to see a bunch of you this weekend. And for the rest of you, I'll see you next time. Have an awesome day in the clinic. Thanks for checking this out.